Hey everyone, this is 8-Bit Flashback, and I recently found an original Xbox in my local landfill. So it's time to find out if this thing works or not. So for my day job, I'm actually a contractor, and I'm probably at my local landfill a couple times a month, and when I'm there, I like to visit the electronic waste bins. Over the years, I've found a lot of cool stuff just dumpster diving in these bins. I'm always on the lookout for game consoles and computer parts such as hard drives, power supplies, memory, and much more. And I use a lot of these parts for modding and building computers. So finding older computers at my landfill is pretty easy, but running into older game consoles, that's pretty uncommon. But sometimes I get lucky, and as they say, one man's trash is another man's treasure. Well, maybe. I guess if this doesn't work, then it's just one man's trash is another man's trash. But hopefully that's not the case. And it looks like this console was manufactured in 2004, which is actually a good thing. This was close to the end for the manufacturing of the original Xbox, although they continued to make games all the way to 2009. So the chances of this console working are much better. So even though I don't know if this console works or not, I took a chance and I stopped by my local pawn shop and picked up some Xbox goodies. And spent about 20 bucks, but I picked up quite a bit of stuff. I got 3 games at $1 a piece. I got a pair of composite cables, and I know, composite's horrible, but back then that was standard. I have ordered some component cables, but it'll be a few weeks before they get here. And I got this little guy for a couple bucks. This is a memory card adapter. You can just plug this in the controller port and use your memory card that way. I even found a DVD remote IR sensor that plugs into the Xbox for only $1. Unfortunately, it doesn't come with a remote, but luckily my smartphone has a built-in universal remote with an IR sensor. I also snagged a couple official Xbox controllers, including the original Xbox controller named the Duke. And this controller is huge. I forgot how big this controller actually is. I mean, I've got fairly good sized hands and this controller feels huge. What did people do that had small hands with the original Xbox controller? It seems like it's been incredibly hard to play. In Japan, the Xbox controllers were much smaller, like the one on the left. But eventually in the US, they did start using that smaller controller. And when I was digging for items for the original Xbox, I actually came across this component cable, and this cable is really neat. This is a 4-system-in-1 cable for the Xbox 360, the Nintendo Wii, and the PlayStation 2 and 3. So with a cable like this, if you had these 3 systems, you could really cut down on some wires. Although this cable has nothing to do with the original Xbox, I just thought it was cool, so I picked it up. Alright, it's time to go ahead and test this out. Okay, here's the moment of truth. I got the Xbox hooked up, and it's time to find out if this works or not. Power is on. Seems to be working. Well, so good so far. Now it's time to go ahead and test a game out. We'll go ahead and try GoldenEye. So this is Rogue Agent, and I believe this is a follow-up to the N64 game, GoldenEye 007. And as far as graphics go, this is a really good looking game, but the controls are a little bit weird. I was having a hard time getting used to it. If I played this game maybe for a couple hours, I could probably get used to the control sticks, but I definitely was struggling with this game. So I got good news and bad news. The bad news is I suck at this game, but the good news is the Xbox works. I didn't have to do anything to make this work. All I had to do is power it on and start playing. It's kind of a shame someone just threw this away. They could have at least donated it to someone. And now that I have a working Xbox, I'll probably do some modding and hacking on this. I've never actually modded the original Xbox, so I'll have some fun messing with this. And here's Metal Gear Solid, and this is a great game. This is a lot like the game that was on the original PlayStation that was really popular. Although the enemies are a lot smarter now. You can't just go hide behind a box anymore. You actually have to use some strategy to get away. So what I'm doing here is not using strategy. I run around the corner, and I've trapped myself at a dead end. So I'll just hide behind this and maybe he won't see me. Come on, turn around. I'm not here. Crap, he's coming. And I'm dead. And here's a look at the Xbox DVD IR sensor that plugs into the Xbox. And for remote, I'm using my phone. And if you're looking for codes to use for your universal remote, RCA codes is what worked for me. I'm using the PL Remote app on my phone, and I picked the first RCA code available for DVD players, and it seems to work just like it's supposed to. Alright everyone, thanks for watching. If you liked that video, please click that like button. If you want to hear more from me, please subscribe. And if you want to see more of my videos, just click any of these links. And if you want to help support or sponsor the channel, you can now follow me on Patreon and Facebook. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.